Hi everyone. Today's video is going to be all about stamps. I know some of you watching are new to stamping, some have done this for a long time. But I just want to talk about our stamps a little bit and hopefully help you learn a few tips and tricks that I've kind of discovered along the way that can help you. And especially for beginners, I want you to understand the differences in our two types of stamps. So Stampin' Up! Sells two types of stamps, photopolymer and cling stamps. And in the catalogs, you will see that listed below the set, whether it's photopolymer or cling. So I'll show you what that means. Photopolymer stamps are these clear ones. They come between two sheets of plastic and you can peel them off from the plastic. The plastic has a label for each one of them, which is nice, so you know where to stick it back on here. And you know, when you put, I always check my sets before I put them away to make sure I don't have any empty ones. Make sure I don't have any stamps floating around that I haven't put back yet. So you peel it off, you put the flat side against an acrylic block, and you are ready for stamping with it. So those are the photopolymer ones. They're nice because you can see directly through them and you know exactly where you're stamping. Let me show you our cling stamps. These are red rubber cling stamps, and this one I have had open a few times, but when a set like this is brand new, you are going to have a sheet of labels and a sheet of stamps that wouldn't have any of these labels on them. So I wanted to show you how I prepare these when I get them, or in theory I do this when I get them. I don't know, sometimes I wait and I do it when I actually want to use that stamp, but there is a piece of paper on the top side of the foam that can come off. So we'll get this taken off. Then the stamps are already punched out, which I will pop those out in a second, but I want to get the paper backing off of them as well. The next step will be to put the labels on. So I won't do all of these right now, but I'll show you how it works. These are the label sheets. In the center of them will be, it will be cut. So each label will come off, the paper backing will come off in two pieces. So you peel those off, and now it is ready to lay that tree stamp directly on top of there. You want to be careful when you pop these out that you don't squish the foam a lot. Let me show you one of these other ones. I'll show you what I mean. I'll squish this one right now real hard with my hand and it will flatten that foam. When the foam is flat, if you put the label on, it doesn't really ever recover quite right. So I try to be careful with them when I'm popping them out and putting all of this together so that that doesn't happen. So once you have your label backing off, you can just lay that stamp directly on top and then peel it up from one of the corners and it will come right up and you've got your labels on. And these are nice. We used to have old labels that it was hard to get them to stick to our clear blocks. These cling stamps are awesome. They cling really well. They're not going to come off. And when you want to remove, sometimes when you want to remove them, then they don't want to come off. So you just have to start at one of the corners and peel off that way. If you try to pull it off another way, it may not want to come, but if you start at a corner, usually you can get those off pretty well. So I'll show you how I keep these in my case. I used to, a long time ago, I would throw away the extra rubber and you know, you think, oh, well, we don't need this. This is just trash. But if you leave the rubber, the big rubber rectangle, if you leave it in here, store your stamps with the red rubber side up. Let's pretend like we put all our labels on. We don't need that anymore. So if we keep them this way, it has a couple of advantages. One, you can look right at it before you put it away. Make sure all the stamps are in there. If you have an open hole, you know, hey, I have a stamp somewhere hanging out that I need to find and put in here before I put it away. The other thing is you can look at the back side, and the labels on the front are nice, but I really like to look at the back side to see, you know, which stamp do I want to use out of here? Will this work or not? Because here we know that they're full size. Sometimes the one on the front, they aren't full size. It's just nice to look at the actual stamps and see if what you want is in there. So that's a little bit about the stamps themselves and how to store them. I want to give you a tip about the photopolymer stamps. And what, sweetie? I'll help you. I'll be done in a couple minutes. Okay, sweetie? Okay. So I want to give you a tip. You may have noticed that if you've used the photopolymer stamps, sometimes these will stain, especially when you use some of the darker reds and purples and browns. The ink will stain them. It doesn't hurt them at all. You can keep using them, but let me see if I can show you on this one. This is one that I used with our Blackberry Bliss earlier, and you can see that it's not quite clear anymore. And the more you use them, sometimes the more they stain. So I wanted to share with you a little tip for getting them to stain a little bit less, and it is our Versamark ink. This is a thick, clear ink. If you haven't used it before, it can be used for watermarking. It can be used for heat embossing. If you have ever done that before, if you know what I'm talking about. But if you stamp your new stamps right on this Versamark ink, and then clean them off. This is my Stampin' Chamois that I love to clean stamps with. Clean off that stamp. I want to show you, I did that earlier on these stamps, and I used the Versamark on this one. I did not use the Versamark on this one. And then afterwards, after I'd prepped these with the Versamark, I stamped all of them with the Blackberry Bliss ink, which is right here, this deep purple. And can you see the difference in the color? I know in person this shows up really well, but this one is much more stained than these. So if you want to try to keep your photopolymer stamps from staining, it's a good idea when you get those new sets, go through, ink each one of them with the Versamark ink, and then just clean it off. And it just helps to kind of protect it a little bit so that it won't stain as bad when you use those deep colors. Okay, I think that is most of what I have to share today. Oh, I did want to mention the blocks. So I've shown you a few of our blocks. We have, I'm not sure, I didn't count them, 8 or 10 different sizes of blocks. They are labeled on the sides. This is our C block. Here is our A block. This is our smallest one. And I'll show you our largest is, which letter is this? F. This is the F block. This would be for a background stamp for a card. And depending on the size of stamps you have, you want to try to get blocks that are about the same size as your stamps. If you are trying to stamp this little stamp with this giant block, that's going to be really awkward, and you'll probably end up with extra ink all over the place. So it's nice to have an assortment of blocks to work with the sizes of stamps you have. The ones I use the most are probably the D block and the B block. But sometimes I use those bigger ones if I have bigger stamps. And before we go, I do want to mention our Stamparatus. This thing is fantastic. If you have not seen one of these or used one, I really encourage you to check some more into it. Sometime I will do a video on the Stamparatus because it is really fantastic. So I'll show you how it works. There's my little helper back here. So this is a stamp positioning tool that helps make sure you get perfect stamp placement and a perfect image every time. Plus, you can do all kinds of really cool techniques and different things with it. So I guess if I'm doing it the right way, I will put my magnet down. It comes with 2 magnets. You have to be careful that they don't snap together because they can break. But, so this is how you stamp with a block. Ink it, stamp it right like that. And I'll show you how that compares to using the Stamparatus. So let's say you place your stamp on your paper wherever you want it, right in the perfect spot. Oh, and I forgot my foam pad. When you use photopolymer stamps, you need to use an extra little foam pad down here. So since I did not grab mine, I am going to use one of these cling stamps instead. This should work fine for my cling stamp. So if I want to put my stamp right here, then you bring the plate over, get it to attach, ink it with your ink pad upside down, bring it over, stamp, and we have our perfect image. Now, I should have, let me show you again. I'm going to flip this over on the back side. A lot of times I don't even use this magnet because I don't find that I need to in a lot of cases, but let's put it right here. I'll pick it up. There's a little bit of ink there because I didn't clean that stamp off. I'll ink it again. Let's say I stamp it a little bit and oh no, I didn't get, is that called a muzzle on a horse? I know it is on cattle. You don't get it stamped all the way. You can re-ink it if you want to. I probably don't need to re-ink, I just need to press harder. So you get perfect stamping. If you mess up the first time, you can always go back and do it a second time because it's in the exact same spot.
Mommy.
So that is all I have to share today about the stamps and the blocks. I am going to be continuing on. My next few videos are going to be about some more basics. Tomorrow we will talk about inks, the ink pads, the refills, the markers. We're going to talk about paper, some just basics about paper, and then we're going to talk about a few other basics. So if you have questions, please let me know, and I hope you learned something in today's video.